Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back to another IDN podcast day. I am Rakha Sapta Fabian, your host for today, and I am here with two of my friends, which they can probably introduce themselves.
I'm Abdur Razaq from 11 RPL.
And I'm Akmal Faiq Ranyan from 11 RPL.
And I'm also Rakha Fabian from also 11 RPL. And yeah, today we're going to be talking about the abroad experience, you see. Now, this can be about anything abroad, really. I mean, who haven't ever gone abroad before? I mean, I have, so you guys probably have as well.
I haven't.
You haven't? Oh, see. What about you?
I have a little bit experience on going abroad actually
I see.
last time.
So, let's just start with you first.
Okay. So, yeah, let me just start sharing my experience about overseas program. So last time I had a chance to teach in KV Shah Alam in Malaysia, Selangor, in Shah Alam, and that time it was a really great experience that I got because with that program, with that teaching program, I can learn how to manage my things independently, also teamworks, and also adapting really easily after that. And yeah, how about you?
Me, I've gone abroad before, but I have never got a program abroad, so yeah.
Okay. Well, what countries have you visited?
Countries, personally, I visited Singapore and Malaysia. Now, unless we're going to only be specifically talking about programs, I can talk about my abroad experience without programs. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool. Okay, I'll just tell about my abroad experience generally. So, one time I went to Singapore because my mother had worked there, so I also followed there. So, what can I say about Singapore? Well, I'm not sure because it's been actually years. Maybe like when I was what? I forgot which grade it was, but probably in elementary school. But in that place, I visited Singapore. Okay, we arrived in the airport, and there was a lot of things you could say. I'm not really sure if it's specific to Singapore's, but I'm pretty sure it's just the same everywhere else. But yeah, in Singapore they use English, I think. I mean, they use English or Chinese. I mean, maybe they use Malay or maybe use Indonesian, but mostly English because, well, yeah, they're Singaporeans. They're not necessarily Malays or Indonesians, but they're pretty close to us, so they're going to have to speak our language as well. So in Singapore, I'm not for sure if I can remember much of it, but there were those lion statues thing. Do you know why it's called Singapore? Because it's a lion city. Singa and Pura means lion city. And I think that's a pretty creative name. I mean, if you've gone to history, you can probably guess Majapahit, which means bitter fruit, and that's a very creative name as well. And there's also an ice cream that I like in Singapore. I'm not really sure if this is relevant to the podcast, but let me tell you, this ice cream was interesting. So, have you ever seen an ice cream before? You probably have.
Yeah.
Have you eaten an ice cream biscuit?
Biscuit.
Well, not a biscuit, like bread.
So I've seen it before. Like
You've seen it?
the ice cream is being covered by the bread.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a sandwich thing.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, and that ice cream was pretty interesting, you could say. Now, I'm not sure why I'm laughing about, but it was pretty great, actually. I think I tasted chocolate or something. I forgot, but it was pretty hard. So yeah, and let's see. What did I do there? I also visited some other Singaporean places. I'm not really sure because I was so little. But yeah, I guess that's just the most memorable moment. Now, unless any of you guys want to speak, I'll talk about my experience in Malaysia next.
Well, how about Oja?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I haven't gone abroad.
Nice.
I've only went to Indonesia Malaysia, which is my own country.
Okay.
So how about you? You said you have been to other countries?
Well, yeah, I've been gone to Malaysia, just Malaysia actually,
Malaysia.
in my experience. But I actually plan to go to another country too, if I had a chance. How about you? Do you have a plan or something to go to another countries?
Well, if a plan, well, I have. After graduating senior high school, I plan on to continue my study in Saudi Arabia, in Mecca or maybe Medina, in King Saud or maybe UIM, and I wanna continue there because the environment is good. It's Islamic environment, and it's not only about the technology that I want to learn, but I also want to continue learning about the religion.
Yeah, that's a great choice actually.
How about you?
Well, I'm planning to go to uh, many, I guess. Well, like I have a list of it, universities that I want to go. So one of them was Monash University in Australia, in Melbourne. And I really want to go there because Monash University is ranked as the first ranked university in computer science in Australia. And also, Monash University have many branches in all over the world. One of them is in Malaysia and also in Indonesia too. So if I had a choice, maybe I will go to Monash University Malaysia because it's more affordable, and also you won't get that many culture shocks if you go to Malaysia because it's really similar. The culture is really that similar to Indonesia. And yeah, maybe I would go there if I had a chance. I want to pursuing my computer science learning in Monash University Malaysia. Okay, how about you?
I do plan on going abroad, but let's see. When I think about it, going abroad seems like a good idea, but generally I think I just want to stay in Indonesia, even for studying. Now I know Indonesian education isn't really the best. Well, I mean, of course, we're still a developing country, not necessarily what you go for if you want to pursue have a good grade for your career. Maybe you can show, hey, I studied in this country, and like maybe like you say that you study in America, and then people will say, oh, okay, we will hire you. But if you say, hey, I studied in Indonesia, and then they will say, oh, okay, so do you want to work as a janitor? No, I'm not really sure about that. So yeah, but if I were to plan to go abroad, I'd probably go to, let's see, probably Australia too, like here,
Yeah.
because it's pretty close, and also I think I've got a good grasp on their language, which is English, unless you're mentioning their accent. So yeah, just about that,
Yeah.
I guess.
I'm really interested in Korea too, actually.
Korea.
So Korea is, their culture is really great. I mean, you can see that in the dramas. Yeah, that thing. It makes me interested in South Korea also, and it's really highly ranked too in the university in Asia, which is Seoul National University, and KAIST, which is the ITB of South Korea. Okay.
So like, yeah, I think that's pretty good. South Korea is pretty technologically advanced country,
Yeah.
so you could probably expect some high tier IT schooling in their country.
Yeah, hopefully.
Now I think there's also some other countries that's pretty good for IT. Now one of them is China, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe India too. I mean, if you think about it, India is actually has a pretty good education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The
other
other
than-
people.
Yeah, they have a good resource in IT people.
Yeah, most of CEOs in big companies are Indian.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then let's see, what else do you want to talk about?
Switzerland.
Swiss. Yeah. I've seen one university in Switzerland that it's specifically in technology field, I think it's ETH or something. ETH Zurich, yeah. It's in the capital city, and I think it's a great place to go to study too.
Yeah, and the environment is also very nice.
Yeah.
It has very beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's actually expensive though.
Yes, of course.
I guess. Now, I see. Unless you get a, what do you call it? A scholarship, because they
Mm-hmm.
say. But you know, you guys mentioned those other countries. But what about the big universities that you probably heard of, like Harvard, and then there's
MIT.
Yale,
Yeah.
and Massachusetts. I don't know how to say that. Institute of Technology.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, in my opinion, it's too high to reach, I guess.
Too high to reach.
Yeah, because if you want to go to that kind of university, like Ivy League universities, maybe you should prepare it from the middle school. And I haven't prepared a lot because, you know, I got that vision to go to abroad in university. I got it, I think, in high school recently. So I haven't prepared a lot for that. But I hopefully can go abroad with scholarship too.
Mm.
Okay. What about your opinion on those universities?
Yeah, let's see. I think as long as you've got will and courage, you can probably still manage to make it in. Now, I'm not really sure how those universities work. I mean, they probably have a higher, what is it, selection for it.
Way higher.
Yeah, way higher. So unless you can somehow bribe one of their professors, I'm not sure if you can get it. But yeah, because that's fine.
Yeah.
So let's see. And any other things you want to talk about?
Well, have you got aim on a scholarship in this? Well, maybe you have planned to, you want to reach that scholarship, or maybe you have prepared on that to reach that scholarship.
Have I?
Have you? Yeah.
Let's see. I think I'm still, well, I am doing it currently. Like we're all right now by doing our best studying, we're technically preparing for our scholarships, and that we can hopefully reach. And I think even if you study abroad, like what's going to define you is not what school or what university you intended to, but your abilities in order to make what you think can come through. And I think that's the best thing that you can probably get from this. Now, I'm not sure if universities outside and abroad are like in Indonesia, where you're probably not going to learn that much, but you're going to earn the name. But what do you think? Do you think abroad universities have better education and it's going to be helpful?
Well, I mean, maybe yeah, because those famous universities, maybe it can makes you your hiring probability will be higher actually. If you graduated from famous universities, maybe those big companies will automatically hire you without even trying.
I see.
Yeah. How about your opinion about it?
Opinion, I think that studying abroad is pretty good for, well, getting a job. Now, keep that in mind, getting a job, because, well, when you go to a good university, there's going to be people who's going to be hiring you.
Yeah.
And yeah, but if you're going to be making your own stuff, I think that it's better to learn from your heart and personally, because
Yeah,
I
that's
got this from personal experience as well. We come from a good school, IBN, but if we want to actually be good at IT, we have to basically learn ourselves, because
Of
IBN
course.
is not going to spoon feed us
Yeah.
knowledge. So yeah, I think that's about it. What about you?
Well, the ranking speaks for itself. Indonesia is not high rank in the educational stuff, and I think it's pretty mid to low. I think not
Yeah.
middle or mid to high,
Yeah.
I see.
and the rank speaks for itself.
Mm.
And the environment is also different. I think Indonesia environment is what is it? too
Too
yeah,
crowded.
too crowded,
Yeah.
and too many people.
Yeah. Yeah. For example.
I guess that's if you go to Java. I mean, in Java, there's
Yeah.
more population than Russia. So
Yeah.
unless you go to maybe like Sumatra or Papua, then maybe
Yeah.
it's pretty good. And yeah, does anyone have anything else to talk about? Any questions?
What about working though? Like
Okay.
working abroad. Do you have in mind to plan it?
Haven't really, because I mean, if I got the university that I want in Saudi Arabia, maybe I will think about working abroad in, I don't know which country, but if I don't get it, then maybe I will try to do from Indonesia first, from working from Indonesia, and build my way from there.
That's great.
I think there's different opinions about this. Now,
How would you?
yeah, so working abroad. Now, there's debate or maybe like two different opinions, like whether you should study abroad or not, or work abroad or not, because maybe some people will say, oh, if we send off our students abroad and they study there, they're going to stay there and they won't come back to Indonesia. So how are we supposed to improve our countries, huh?
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Actually, you know, those human resource that have great and developed education, they won't go back. Actually, if they offered to work there, to work abroad,
Yes.
because those salaries are high, and those environment, those work-life balance, it really depends on that.
This is actually a problem in a lot of developing countries
Yeah.
like Indonesia. Like the smart and I mean the talented people, because they don't have much opportunities in Indonesia, they
Yeah.
go work abroad, and I can understand that. I mean, there's a lot in India too. Like almost pretty much every CEO is Indians, but
That's
when you go
right.
to India itself, you don't really see like they look a lot of like us.
Yeah.
And yeah,
That's right.
I think that if you want to be good for your country, you should probably maybe start your own business. Like maybe you guys shouldn't work, but except make work, like creating your own companies and
That's
make
very well.
much more jobs for people in Indonesia. I think that'll
Yeah.
help. So I think that's about it for today. Thank you for listening to us, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a nice day.
So,